हाँ रेड हो गया।
Dear students, in this video we are going to discuss further in the class 10th syllabus of science. So here students, in the chapter chemical reaction and chemical equation, we are discussing types of chemical reaction, and in that type of chemical reaction we had studied about combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction and double displacement reaction, and one was left. What was left? It was the redox reaction. Correct? So we will today in this video discuss about redox reaction as well as some other things which are also chemical reactions, but they are seen in our day-to-day life. So let's start from this one, redox reaction. Correct? Actually, redox reaction, the word redox is made up of two words, RED and OX. Both they make redox. This RED stands for reduction and OX stands for oxidation. So, what is redox reaction? Redox reaction is combination of oxidation reaction as well as reduction reaction, both. Correct? So, in chemical changes, if there is oxidation, parallelly it will be reduction. Alone oxidation cannot proceed or alone reduction cannot proceed. So they always occur parallel, side by side they are taken. So all those chemical reactions in which oxidation as well as reduction occurs side by side are known as redox reaction. Once again, all those chemical reactions occurring in chemistry in which there is oxidation as well as reduction taking place together is known as redox reaction. Correct? So this very redox reaction we can see, first of all come to what is oxidation, what is reduction, and then automatically we will mix it, it will be redox reaction. So students, in class 11th we have very clear cut electronic concept of redox reaction, but in up to class 10th we will have a simplified way by which we introduce oxidation as well as reduction in the young learners. See, when any material, number one, combines with oxygen, any material combines with oxygen, or any material suffers a release of hydrogen, detachment of hydrogen. Third, combination with more electronegative substance or a release of less electronegative substance. Out of 4, if any one is occurring, then that is known as redox reaction. That is known as oxidation reaction. And exactly opposite of it, it is known as reduction reaction. That is, here what happens? A release of oxygen. Number 1. Then combination with hydrogen. Number 3. Release, just combination with any more electropositive element or release of any more electronegative element. So when all such things are going on, any one is going on, but that reduction reaction, and the mechanism of reaction is such that alone neither oxidation can go on nor reduction can go on, but they will always move parallel to each other. Correct? Very simple example. Suppose in a plain surface of earth you are digging the soil. So you will get cavity created there. But what will then parallelly in front of you? There will be just a amount of soil will be elevated just beside it. So one thing is not possible. अगर आप गड्ढा खोदेंगे तो बगल में मिट्टी का टीला बनेगा. ऐसा कभी संभव नहीं है कि आप गड्ढा खोदे और बगल में मिट्टी का टीला नहीं बने. Correct? So if oxidation will occur, it is but natural that side by side reduction will also occur, and that reaction is known as what? Redox reaction. Correct? So let's see some chemical reactions which are representative of redox reaction. Na plus Cl2, it forms NaCl. Dear students, now we also know the way of balancing, so we will place here 2, here 2. It is a balanced chemical equation. So what is happening? Sodium is combining with chlorine, which is more electronegative, and that's why it suffers oxidation. Then it suffers reduction, and total is redox reaction. Mg plus O2 twice MgO. Parallelly we are also balancing because these are the simple reactions. So here this one is combining with oxygen, so this is undergoing oxidation. So this is undergoing reduction, and all together it is redox reaction. H2 plus Cl2, it forms 2HCl. So what is happening? This one is suffering oxidation, and this one is suffering reduction, and all together it is redox reaction. So not only these three, countless examples are available in chemistry which can be crowned with the name redox reaction. What happens? One undergoes oxidation, the other undergoes reduction, and both of them they undergo side by side. Correct? So it is about redox reaction. Correct? Now we will see two more reactions which we practice in our day-to-day life. It is rancidity. It is what? Rancidity. Students, although in this very corona period of lockdown you are not coming to the school, but let us imagine that your school was running as usual, and sometimes on Saturday your mother has cooked some fried puri or malpua for you, and as a tiffin it was given to you, and in the tiffin box you brought here. But due to any reason, that was the half day, it was not known to you. So that Saturday was half day and you got no opportunity to take the tiffin which was brought by you. So what you will do? As it is in your bag. Unfortunately, you had also forgotten to remove it. On Monday, you saw tiffin box is heavy, means something is here, and you brought it. On Monday, it was packed on Saturday. On Monday, that fried material, very good, delicious, and it was your choice, it was packed. But when you will open that box on Monday, now imagine, can you eat it? Is it eatable? Is it suitable to take it? Answer is no. A very bad smell is coming from that, and you will suddenly throw it. What happened? It suffered a phenomenon, and that is known as rancidity. So when any food material is fried in any of the edible oil or vanaspati ghee or natural ghee, and it is kept it for long time, then it is not now eatable. So it got spoiled. So that phenomenon is known as what? Rancidity. So really in rancidity what happens? Means edible oil was used to fry that food, and at that time it was very tasty. But when it was kept for long time and it is in contact with air also, so what happened? So oxidation of that material have taken place for a very long time, and it is very much difficult to write the chemical reactions which have happened there, but that suffered a redox reaction, as a result of which what happens now, the material which was kept at that time is not in a position to be taken as a food. So that phenomenon is known as rancidity. Once again I am repeating it. Any food material which is fried in any of the edible oil or vanaspati ghee or natural ghee and kept for a long time, by which it is not suitable for eating, is known as rancidity. It is known as rancidity. Students, this is why, in order to avoid rancidity and to keep our material eatable, some other chemicals are also used there. They are called preservative. They are known as preservative, and they keep the material eatable for a long time. Our natural preservatives which are available in our household, it is sodium chloride, common salt, mustard oil. They are used as preservative. Then it is sodium benzoate, sodium acetate. At the same time, you might have seen nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas is not a preservative, but what it does, it detaches the food material from air, and oxygen cannot reach there when it is kept only in atmosphere of nitrogen. And we know nitrogen is least reactive. That's why the rancidity doesn't occur there. So a very common example of it is when you purchase the packet of Uncle Chips or any type of such material from market, then it is in a very big packet. So in a very pleasant mood, such a heavy amount you have purchased, but the moment you will cut it, what will happen? Only a small quantity of eatable material is there. So why it was looking so big? Because nitrogen gas was filled in it. So that nitrogen gas, it acts here preservative, and when you open it, nitrogen has mixed in the atmosphere, and already nitrogen has 78% oxygen, so no problem at all. So the manufacturing industry take advantage of this thing, and they keep their material for a long time for to be used by the customer. All these, it was about rancidity. Correct? A next reaction which is also going on in our day-to-day life, and we notice it is corrosion. Students, the next is corrosion. So really what happens, certain metals when they are purchased from the market, they have got metallic luster, that is, they have shining on their outermost surface. As for example, aluminium, zinc, copper, iron, they are such material which are when purchased from market, they have natural shining on their surface. But when they are brought and they are used for a long time, means 2, 3, 4 months, 2, 3, 4 years and so on, you will find the natural shining, the luster gradually decreases. So that is known as corrosion. That is known as corrosion. Here also oxygen plays the role. It converts so many chemical reactions, complicated chemical reactions, they occur on the outermost surface and they corrode it. So what really happens, that the phenomenon in which the natural shining of certain metals gradually decreases when they are exposed to open atmosphere is known as corrosion. So, the metals which undergo corrosion, it is iron, copper, zinc, aluminium, etc. From example, students, you can see what type of metals they are. They are metals neither having extremely high reactivity nor having extremely low reactivity. So they are from the middle of the reactivity series. So it is also point to be noted in corrosion that corrosion is not common to all the metals, but it occurs only in case of metals where there is medium reactivity. When such type of corrosion, such type of changes, it occurs in all, it is corrosion. But what was found on analysis that these metals are not so visible to us as iron. We use this one in our every walk of life, and wherever at present you are sitting, you see all around it so many materials of iron that will be visible to you. That is also undergoing corrosion. That corrosion is known by a next name known as rusting. So, when it occurs in anyone, it is corrosion. But when it is considered only for iron, then that corrosion is called rusting. So, what is rusting? Rusting is a type of corrosion, but limited to iron only. Correct? So, rusting is corrosion, but corrosion is not rusting. And students, you also aware that in order to minimize or to avoid corrosion, generally what we do, we make painting, make coating of paint on it for getting temporary relief, or a thin layer of another metal is also covered over it. It is called electroplating. It is called electroplating, and when this electroplating is done on iron with help of zinc, then that is called galvanization. When any metal is covered and a thin layer is coated by any of the other, it is electroplating. There is no limitation. Anyone can cover any other one. But when iron is covered by zinc, then particular type of electroplating, it is known as galvanization. And sometimes we need protection of very big iron tanks in petrol pumps or in huge pipelines that, as for example, Hazira Bijapur gas pipeline, Assam Digboi gas oil pipeline, and all these things. So, in order to protect them, what we need certain other techniques, and that is known as cathodic protection. That is called cathodic protection. So, thank you all, dear students. All these was in this video, and it was up to this which was in our the chapter chemical reaction and chemical equation. Thank you all.